Today's shipping season usually begins around the end of March and will roughly last through the middle of the following January. This year, there's been a delay in seeing the first boat to dock in Marquette. However, technology has improved over the years, and we're able to consider ourselves lucky compared to the pioneer days.
If we go back 150 years ago, that would have ended usually towards the end of October, beginning of November, and they would not have reopened again until perhaps middle of May. And that was primarily because of heavy ice on the lakes, that you didn't have the capability of really punching your way through.
Considering the most viable source of transportation back then was shipping, it's no surprise the short season meant that the first boat to arrive in Marquette was a cause for celebration, especially after a year like 1873, when the famous ice blockade prevented the first boat from arriving in Marquette until May 21st.
The ice blockade is really synonymous with what we have this year in terms of its ferocity and the depth of ice and the amount of ice.
More recently, boats on Lake Superior had to fight thick ice back in the mid-90s. In fact, the K.E. Barker, which was one of the first boats to arrive in Marquette this year, managed to get stuck in the ice in April of 1996. As the ice slowly melts on Lake Superior, the Coast Guard continues to escort vessels across the lake.
As conditions improve, we're going to continue to work with the wind and the weather and getting more traffic moving across the lakes. It's slow going, but we're the best at what we do.
It'll be a while before all the ice melts completely on Lake Superior, but at the end of the day, it's nothing we haven't seen before.
You know, but the ice, the amount of ice we have so late in the season is really something we haven't seen for a long time. Will it be like the famous ice blockade in 1873? There was ice in the harbor in June in Marquette, and according to legend, people were actually cooling their drinks, the picnickers, on the 4th of July with ice out of the harbor. That may be a little stretching it, and hopefully that won't be the case this year, Steve.
Let's hope not. All right, thanks a lot, Carl. We'll see you in a little bit.